I'm excited for this very relaxing meditation today. We're gonna work with three different processes to help us connect with our body and really calm our nervous system, really find the way that works best for each of us to also talk to our body. And even more importantly than talking to our body is listening. So it'll be that part of the meditation will be a bit of a creative journey. I want to open my chat and have everyone open their chat and say hello to each other. If anyone is new to meditation group, please tell us. We want to welcome you, and just know that you have a lot of freedom within this meditation to move your body, to get some water, to really just take care of yourself. This is not a strict rule-driven meditation. This is a relaxed, flowing meditation. I'm going to also encourage us today, and I understand if you're self-conscious about it, because I'm self-conscious about chanting on Zoom. I'm not going to do any sounds because I haven't practiced, I'm not set up, but I want to encourage myself and everyone here that during part of the deep breathing, we have the option with our exhale to om. Just however it comes out. It can come out like a creaky old turtle or something. I don't know. I'm thinking, what does it sound when it's like, sometimes I om and it's just not a beautiful, like smooth om. It's like a, I don't know. It just sounds funny. So, but what it does, the purpose of it, there's a deep purpose for it. At the spiritual level, oming, you could say, connects you with kind of a universal dial tone. It's kind of saying, I'm ready to connect. And the energy of the om is often very expanding and lateral, but it's also opening to connection. On a body level, the om with the exhale, the long exhale, helps the vagus nerve to really relax. And that brings us into that state of deep centering and connection and relaxation. So if you want to om, feel free to om with your exhale, okay? And you breathe out through your mouth as you om with your exhale. If you just want to make any sound and sort of feel into your throat as you're exhaling, go for that as well. It doesn't have to be an om. Great. I'm seeing a lot of action on the chat. I love that. Welcome, guys. And I'm so glad you're welcoming each other. Welcome, Angela and Maddie's mom and Rose. Wonderful. Yeah. And so the practices today, I'll just tell you so you know, no surprises. Of course, there might be surprises, but to the best of my maggly knowledge of what we're going to do today, we're going to start with grounding and heart connection. And I said energy breath. Not sure exactly what I meant by that, but we'll see. And then we're going to, I think I meant the oming with the exhale, the deep inhale into the lower belly and the long exhale where we are invited to om. And when I say deep breath, it'll be whatever feels right for your body. And then we're going to do some eye crisscrosses, like an infinity symbol around the eye, or the other option is cupping your eyes. Again, that's to help the body relax, center, ground down, and helps the nervous system. And then we're going to do a technique that I actually do in coaching quite often in live events. It's been a while, but we used to do this one quite often. And that is, I don't have a name for it right now. Might have had a name in the past, but I've forgotten the name. But we first check our stress level, and then we give it a number. We learn about where we're at, and this is a self process, but I'm going to lead you. And then you give to wherever that tension is. You reframe stress as tension in the body, and you give to that part of your body, and we have different ways to give to it. That is bringing a bit of our creative mind and our imagination and our senses into the healing experience with the body. And then the third practice we're going to do is talking to our body. I also wrote down breathing with the body. So really there's 4 practices. Heart connection, grounding, energy breath, that's one. Um, then the reframing stress as tension in the body and relaxing it. Breathing with the body and talking to the body. I'm probably going to exchange those. So it's talking to the body and then we end with breathing with the body. Sorry that I don't have a slide today. I'm going to just correct my notes, and I'm always happy to share with you guys the transcript, the notes, all that good stuff. All right, let's get started. So first, just finding a comfortable seat for yourself if you want to adjust a little bit. I like to check in on my feet, just like bouncing up and down a little with the feet. I've got some cords on my feet, so I'm going to move them out of the way. Feeling the ground. And from there, just maybe you want to touch your legs with your hands, just feeling that connection with the body. You might say hello in a way to yourself. Hello. Hello can be an interesting communication. As you say hello, just notice, is there a part of you you're saying hello to? Is it the body today? Is it a different kind of hello? And let's just put our hand to our heart and take a nice full breath in as you greet yourself, saying hello and asking yourself how you're doing. And when you're ready, long exhale. And you might even go, just sighing, releasing the head and the shoulders. Or you might om with your exhale. And see what it's like now to put a hand on your lower belly. And as you breathe in, let your breath fill the lower body in your own way, your own pace. And as you exhale, let that exhale be long and through the mouth. And when you're ready for that next deep inhale, filling the lower body, the lower belly, the legs, the feet, and that full exhale from the mouth when you're ready. Take a couple more breaths this way in your own timing. If you'd like to om with your exhale, feel free to om with your exhale, allowing that om to be natural, letting the vibration in your throat assist you in letting go and releasing. Breathing in through the mouth, long. And when you're ready, long exhale through the mouth. You know, I meant breathing in through the nose. So do one more breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the mouth. And continuing to breathe in the way that feels the most nurturing and giving and relaxing to yourself. Take a moment to ground your energy even further and just imagining a beautiful root system that extends down from your seat, down, down, down through the earth, as though you were a tree with a beautiful root system that expands outward. The roots of a tree are as wide as the branches are wide. So just consider that as you breathe deeply and really let yourself sink into this moment. However you're doing this is the perfect way for you today. There's never another way than the way you're connecting with your body, with your breath, with your imagination in your own way. You never have to see anything or know anything. Just really allowing yourself to be here with the body, with the breath, with your intention for yourself. See what it's like to set an intention right now for your own wellness. And letting that intention really be felt in every cell of your body. Think it or say it, feel it. This can be like a wish for our body, for our physical well being, our emotions. And next, we're going to just notice what level of stress would you say you have right now? And whatever number comes to you, just honor that and just know that number. And then let's check in about how that stress shows up in the body. Is there a place in your body that feels the tension? And just noticing any place where there's tension. And just choosing one place right now. It's okay if there's more than one. We can work with all of them. But choosing one place in the body where there's tension and say hello to it. And we're going to just imagine something we really appreciate in nature. It could be a sunrise, it could be a mountain, water, whatever you appreciate. And just imagine that thing you appreciate. I like to sometimes think of it as being in my hands. And with your next deep breath, just imagine giving that beautiful place you appreciate to the place in your body where there's any tension. And use your breath to guide your giving of this place you appreciate to your body. So it's just pretty easy. Like for me today, it actually has to do with my right ankle. So I focus in on my right ankle and then I bring a mountain to my right ankle as I breathe in and breathe out. A mountain in my right ankle. It's got snow, it's touching the sky. And then now let's bring something else really calming and peaceful. What's a favorite activity you do that brings you relaxation? It could be a hot bath, a shower, a cup of tea, a walk, playing with your dog, smiling. Choose one thing right now that brings you relaxation and imagine it as though you're holding it in front of you. You might feel it or know it or say it. You might see it, the thing that brings you relaxation. And then go to that place where there's any tension in the body and bring that whatever it is, whether it's taking a walk or a nice soak in a hot bath, bring it right to that place and breathe with that. Let all your senses inform your giving to that place in your body, breathing fully. And see if there's another relaxing activity or image or feeling. And it can be very simple, like a color that's relaxing. And then bring that to that same place where there's any tension. And just breathe with it, bringing that color or that other activity, taking your time, breathing with it, giving to the body. And let's do one more gift to that part of our body. Just imagining words that are relaxing. This could be the word allowing, or I give you ease, I give you comfort, I give you a smile, kindness. Create your own message of relaxation. And then bringing your attention to that place where there's any tension left and breathing fully as you give those words, that message. And do it a few times. It might be, I give you love. And just noticing now, is there a number for the amount of tension you feel in that place? Notice if it's improved. And then see if there's anywhere else in your body with any tension. And give it a numbers, the other place. So you know exactly how much tension there is right now. And then let's just begin again with something in nature we really appreciate, something beautiful. It could also be a piece of art or a flower garden or anything that you find beautiful that you appreciate. And with your breath, feeling, knowing, if you want to, seeing that beautiful thing you appreciate, whether it's nature or man-made, and just bringing it to that place in your body as you breathe. And letting the body relax and let go and flow. It might move a little. And do this a couple times with something else you really value, appreciate, something you love. It could be an animal, a person. And just bringing that to that part of your body where there's any tension left and breathing fully and letting that thing you appreciate really be there in that part of your body as you breathe. And maybe there's the same thing you found relaxing that you want to bring to that part of your body, or maybe something new. Take your time. There might be something light or something that brings movement or warmth. Trusting your intuition. Just imagining that healing quality that brings relaxation right in that part of your body. Breathe with it and allow it. Allow it to just soften, relax, to receive that relaxation. And see if you have a message. It could be words, it could be images. It again could be places in nature or shapes or colors. And if you want, hold them in your hands first, giving them that extra energy and connection. And then when you know them, or the one word or the one color, then bring it through your imagination to that part of your body and let it support, nurture, relax any tension that's left there as you breathe. Taking your time, do it a couple times. It might be as simple as I am your friend. And just notice if the body responds with some temperature or movement, or if the mind gives you any information. And just appreciating that communication. And just notice now if the number for any tension that's remaining in either place has lowered. Give it a number so you know how much it has lowered. And acknowledge yourself for doing that. And let's just again breathe and put a hand on our heart. And if you'd like, a hand on your leg or your lower stomach. And just breathing and connecting. As you breathe, see if there's a color that you'd like to imagine in your body. Sometimes my go-to imagining color is like a light blue that feels very healing and flowing, like a river, a waterfall. But for you, it could be another color today. Just notice it and allow that color to be with you as you breathe and connect with the center of your body. You might imagine a kind of tube of light running from the top of your crown through the middle of your body, right in front of your spine, down, 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 and actually continuing to go down all the way into earth, keeping you grounded and stable and able to breathe in this beautiful energy, feeling that connection with earth like an exchange of appreciation. As you breathe in and as you breathe out, you're appreciating your connection with earth, feeling that light, that color. And if you wish, you can just let that light, that color go around you like a gentle ball of light, and just noticing it as a protective, healing space that you're surrounding yourself with. And just knowing that that's there, creating a container of connection, friendliness, kindness. And you can imagine that sort of ball or egg shape around you, however you'd like, in front of you, behind you, to your sides. And your body might want to move a little as it appreciates being in this safe bubble, still grounded. But in this safe container, it's a little easier to talk to our body because our body and our mind are within this beautiful, protected space that we've just made. So notice if there is a part of your body that's saying, I want to talk to you. Could be anything, knees, wrists, back, head. And just go to that place in your body. Maybe you put a hand on it. Maybe it's somewhere that you don't reach with your hands and you just feel into it. And let it know that you're willing to listen. What is that like just to breathe and say, I'm here to hear you? Taking a really deep breath in now and exhaling fully from your mouth, letting that exhale be long. If you'd like, taking another deep breath when you're ready. And just imagining that part of your body has maybe it has like its own communication. It might be a mouth is there, or a letter appears, or you just hear the words inside of you. And just listen, see what messages that part of your body has for you. As you breathe, as you feel this safe, loving container. This part of your body might have messages of appreciation for you. It might have a request. So just allowing this unwinding and sharing with you. And when you're ready, if you have a message for that part of your body, give it a message. Let it know that you hear it. Ask it a question. And feel into the answer. The answer might come if you ask it, for example, how can I make you feel better? Or what do you need? The body might give you a sense of temperature, like I need something cold, or I want to move more, or I want to rest. So just remembering to breathe deeply as you allow this natural conversation. At any time that you want to switch locations and talk with another part of your body, or if you want to just return to your breath, allowing yourself to feel the whole body breathing. Sometimes our body speaks through images or movement. So just allowing whatever communication wishes to be expressed. Could be through metaphors, something that wants to be released there, and it can help if we flick our fingers a little, or if we just allow that letting go. Our bubble of protection always makes space for releasing. So just check in. Do any parts of your body, whether they've spoken up or not, do any of them wish for some releasing, unwinding, movement? And just breathe and allow the body to move slightly or to give a release in some kind of metaphor or yawn or gesture. Your breath is a beautiful healing tool, so are your hands. So just notice, what's it like for your hands to assist you? What's it like for your feet to assist you? What's it like for your heart space, your chest, to help you in any kind of communication or releasing, unwinding? And we're going to move into another practice now, which is just a figure eight. So just letting the hands, if you want to open your eyes and see my Hands are both making the shape of the figure eight. You could do it with one finger, tracing a figure eight, an infinity symbol. You could do that over your eyes if you wish, just tracing the infinity symbol on your skin, whatever makes sense for you. One hand, two hands, moving the upper body, the lower body, whatever works. And in the flow of that, just notice your breath and let your breath connect with that flow of the healing infinity symbol. Sometimes our movements become a little faster and just appreciate the tempo. It could be your body wants to instead twist a little now. It might just be the wrists doing a little movement. So allowing any movement to show up that feels right. Can let go of the infinity symbol. There might be circles. There might be a smile on your face, a little new boost of energy. And just allow that. Really allow the body to express, allow the hands to help you. And if it feels right or when it feels right, slow it down and open up to presence and receiving. Just very simply, sometimes it helps if the palms are up, like receiving as though you could hold something in them. Sometimes it helps to feel the third eye area, just breathing. You might feel the back of the head breathing, the neck breathing. And by breathing, I just mean as you breathe, you also feel this gentle opening and closing. That is the chakras actually aligning and moving. It can feel like a gentle breath in and out. So see what it's like to let your ears feel that gentle breath, your face feel that gentle breath, your throat feel that gentle breath. There might be a light there also, or a color. And just dropping into the heart space, feeling that gentle breath in the front body and the back body. And moving down into the solar plexus area, the ribs, feeling that gentle opening and closing, just like a beautiful breath cycle, expanding and contracting. You might imagine a wheel spinning or a flower shape opening and closing, and then going lower down into the upper stomach area, feeling that in the front and back body, breathing, relaxing, opening and closing, just like a flower. And when you're ready, dropping down into the lower belly, the lower back, breathing and feeling that breath in the body, imagining the body breathing. Dropping that breath lower down into the hips, breathing with the legs, breathing with the knees, breathing with the calves and shins, breathing with the feet, the ankles, the bottom of your feet breathing into the earth. And when you're ready, opening your eyes. Well, let's just take a moment to come back to this space. Another thing that relaxes our nervous system is to notice colors, to feel our hands together. Yeah. Sometimes to pat our chest a little. Okay. And if you have some water, you might want to drink some water. I have a snoring dog behind me somewhere. I hear the snores of my dog, but I don't see her. So, how are you guys? How was that for you? I'm really curious. If you can, write in the chat, um, or raise your hand. There's a tool in is it under React now where you can raise your hand at the bottom of the screen. So any of those exercises can be done individually. So you don't have to do a whole half hour. Yeah, I mean, it was great to do a whole half hour, but you can also take 3 minutes and check in. Is there somewhere in my body that my stress has gone to? Or if you don't know, but you feel stress, ask your body to tell you where that tension is and then give to it. You can go right for one of the tools that works for you. It's also, there's some reason why I do them in that progression, but it's really whatever works for you. Some people really love deep breathing, some people don't. If you don't, then instead maybe just focus on the exhale, being through the mouth and long. I think this is really about listening to our body. Did anyone get any messages that surprised them when they gave messages or when they received words from their body? I definitely got the message to ice my ankle. So I'm going to do that. Hmm. Yeah, thank you, Melanie. Yeah, I love that too. When this works for us or for someone we're helping, that especially that reframe from stress to tension and giving to it, it can really be a kind of go-to tool to be used every day. You can't really overuse that. So. Same with the deep breathing into the lower body and exhaling. I do it every day before I do my other exercises. I lie down, and it used to be I just said 2 minutes, and that's because my physical therapist said just 2 minutes of diaphragm breathing with that Om is enough to totally calm the vagus nerve. I have found now 2 minutes are not enough, and I naturally do at least 5. And that's because my body got used to it and just wants to do that. Now, when I'm lying down in the evening before bed, my body wants to do that. And that's one of the ways we can kind of know that a practice is really connecting with us. Our body naturally wants to start doing it at other times. And the great thing about our breath is that we can be in line and feel into grounding our feet and doing a couple minutes of deep breathing. We can get to a place, and before we get out of our car, we can do it. I don't recommend doing any of these while driving, just because it can put you in kind of an altered state, and before you know it, you've missed your exit or, something like that. So uh, it's good to be in a safe place when you do these relaxing exercises. Okay, well, I'm getting some lovely messages in the chat. Purely amazing. I literally felt a difference in tension in my lower legs. What an experience. My legs conveyed me they need rest. Thank you, Magley. Also, so happy my daughter could join us as well, her second time. Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for being here, both of you. And Zara, I see you today with your son here. Yay. Hi. So, all right. Well, I think this might be a perfect time for you to do what you need to do for yourself. Keep taking care of yourself. Maybe that's journaling. Maybe that's sleeping. Maybe that's walking. Let's continue that self-care and that connection. And I think sometimes it'll just keep living as a yawn or something else. I don't know, but I definitely advise drinking some water after this meditation. All right. Be well. Oh, there's a hand. See, as soon as I said that, then someone wanted to share. I love it. Adrian, hello.
Yeah, hi. It's late. I'm in Switzerland, so I'll I'm getting ready for bed. I had a question more so. I mean, I've done a lot of inner work as an athlete. I had many injuries from sports, and in the healing process is the body like pains and things, is that a form of like elimination, or just like if we're eliminating stuff through our skin,
Mhm.
or could that be something that the body's expressing through um, yeah, deeper healing?
Yeah, does that feel true for you? Like when you feel the pain in your body, does it feel that way?
Yeah, it feels like a deep detox in some ways.
Yeah, yeah, I get that. I think it's really a teacher for us, and
Mm,
I've had many injuries in my body, unfortunately, and even simple things sometimes like getting moles removed or something. I mean, I had pretty deep surgery actually in my third eye area. I had a mole removed and in my temple. And I remember the intense pain from that healing because they go really deep was
mhm,
also like a real kind of, I don't know, it just reminded me what you were saying. I forget the exact words, but it felt like a detoxing too,
mm,
like the healing from that.
mm,
So I agree with you that it is that. And I think that we can also soften sometimes there's a kind of pain that comes from tensing
mm,
around the structure, right?
mm. Yeah. What comes to me is as an athlete too, I overused my body, and like the hips doing every day the same, and so sort of that it needs, or I have to nurture it and show it, I guess, my appreciation, and that also resonates with me because we're so taught to go push through the pain and all that. So
Right.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I hear you. Actually, one of my main meditation teachers, he was a bicyclist at the athletic level, like at the pro level, and he writes a lot. This is Adyashanti, writes a lot about that relationship to the body, and also in a very kind of that sort of um I don't know how to put it, but like that mode of like I can get through whatever with my body. He actually really hurt his knees through his meditating in full lotus position. And
Yeah.
so even in meditation sometimes we can we can push our body too hard thinking that it will somehow give us something extra if we push it really hard. And I think part of this process is acknowledging that and kind of forgiving ourselves too for any times we pushed our body. Like I used to push my body as a runner. I used to
Mhm.
run 7 miles a day and definitely over overdid it. And so sometimes when I'm talking in my body, my knees, my hips, my ankles are saying, now we need a different kind of care. And of course, I don't run anymore. I walk. But it's interesting that whole history there. And then of
Sure.
course, there's also storing trauma in the body. So sometimes if I'm working with a client and we go to the body, what the body really wants to share is an emotional time. And so that's something for everyone to be aware of, not just you, Adrian, that if anyone finds when they go to talk to their body that their body is sharing something non-physical, that's really valid. And it's wonderful to be kind to that, to allow it to speak, to say nice things back to it, and to allow it to now be unburdened and let go. Yeah.
That resonates. Because sometimes sort of, I feel like you escape certain emotional things and you push yourself with your body to it, like it's a form of dealing with, the stuff that you maybe haven't dealt with emotionally. So you get to use your body, and that sort of removes the stress or allows you to cope in a more healthy way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then lots of times people talk about like pushing things down. And then everyone has their own sort of metaphors for it. But one of the things that I find so helpful is when we allow our body to move in meditation and we literally like let the hands do something, whether it's a figure eight or a gesture. It's like an invitation for the body to naturally say, okay, no longer doing that, no longer repressing or pushing through or whatever it is. I'm now giving that away. I don't need it anymore. And that can be really helpful. And sometimes it means we have to like cry or have an emotional release also. So yeah, thank you, Adrian. Was this good? Do you feel
Yes, thank you for that.
okay? Thank you. Sleep well. I hope you sleep really well. Um, yeah, and someone wrote there about tinnitus. Yeah. Uh, yeah, Diane, I wish I had a cure for tinnitus. One thing I do get tinnitus sometimes also because I have an unusual jaw and it when there's more tension I get the tinnitus. And one thing I have found very helpful is that having a deep meditation practice, at least it allows me to hear the tinnitus and not be as kind of rattled by it. I just sort of accept that hum or that sound. Um, went on long silent retreats without having tinnitus, most people start to hear silence. It has can be a very strong sound. So it's interesting to know that it can also, without fighting against it, just accepting that it's there can also be this sort of relaxing and releasing around it. And sometimes that helps. I know there's all kinds of different muscular reasons for tinnitus. From my like little understanding, sometimes it is tensions in the ears or the jaw muscles. And so finding what practices might release some of that can definitely, I hope, help. Um, Oh, and yeah, and that's interesting that meditation sometimes makes me feel sick, so I chant. That's great. That's great to know. Yeah. Yeah, and chanting is a very wonderful form of meditation, as is singing, um, and walking and dancing, and so many different ways we can meditate. Zara, hi.
Hi, I have a question for today, actually. I have a stressful situation with a colleague at work.
Mm-hmm.
He goes on my nerves. I need to write a new contract for my working space.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been trying everything, but it's one of those persons that actually like our chemistry doesn't. She misunderstands everything I said, and yeah, surely I'll misunderstand her. Anyways, so she had wrote an email just before we started, so and I read it. Big mistake. So I got like all these inner upsetting
Yeah.
feelings that was running around. I didn't answer the email, but I
Yeah.
was like, oh, I can get rid of this in the meditations. No worry. I was fighting against these intrusive thoughts the whole meditation.
I'm
It
sorry.
was
Yeah.
it was it was
Yeah.
such a fight, and all my body said, but like we have too much stress, we have too much stress, let go of stress, like the tension. And like when I was working with that, like following your instructions, and then it came, but boom, Isabel. boom, Isabel, boom, Isabel. I was like, oh my,
Interesting. So the messages came like almost like flying by you.
yeah, because
Yeah.
she just ran through, and I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that's what is
Yeah.
causing my stress.
So
That's what I.
so yeah. One thing that can be interesting to do, especially if you're doing a practice while that's happening, is to ask yourself, so is there a kind of other sensory way I can acknowledge this? Like my
Mm,
thoughts about her have this quality of zooming or something.
mm,
And so if you notice that and you go, okay, what would it be like to slow it down and
uh,
see it or feel it? And what is a nice thing to say to myself? It's normal to feel this in this way. Or,
mm.
what helps you to, and I would take care of yourself right there in the moment. Don't fight against what's happening with the mind.
Yeah, because it comes, but I've been getting to stop because in some points it develops the full-blown conversation in my mind
Mm.
and how to like respond to her, how we kind of like work things
Uh-huh,
out.
uh-huh.
And
Like you're working out the whole dialogue. I hear you. We've all been there. We all have been there. And I find too, to write it down is really
mm,
helpful. Write down that dialogue, what you want to say, and then then for like 3 minutes, do some deep breathing or
mm,
whatever you do, whatever meditation practice works for you. Look at that thing you've written down and see what's underneath this. That
mm,
is there a feeling? Is there something that would help me to communicate? Or is there a commonality we share? Like, what is more true even than what I wrote down, that I want to get
mm,
to? And
mm,
with some people, we have to protect ourselves from them. Some people, we have to actually share more and be more open. Some people,
mm,
we have to find, oh, do we have things in common that I can relate to her through that?
mm.
It's everyone's different, right? Um,
Yeah, that's the thing. She has been taking a lot of my energy, I know, but like this is the first like it's beginning to take over, like even when I'm trying to meditate, that actually like it doesn't let me like concentrate on my things, and it kind of takes over like
yeah.
in the meditation. So uh, that was more of a question. How can
So
you like
before you meditate, what I recommend is write down, do a writing down sort of, we call it like a dump. Like say, okay, these
mm-hmm,
are all my thoughts about her that I want to get out of me before I try to meditate. And if she jumps
yeah,
up again into your mind, you can imagine that if it wasn't in what you wrote down, jot it down, but then go back to meditation. That's another
yeah.
way to deal with it. Anything that's recurring, we can write it down first too.
That's a good tip. That's a
Yeah.
good. I'm going to try it because it was a lot this time. It was
Yeah.
so much the whole meditation. I
And
was like,
and I don't know the dynamics of the relationship, but someone
mm,
that we care about that we're having this happen with, we can also imagine us and them in some sort of peaceful setting. We can
mm,
incorporate them into the meditation. There's another meditation I do that I can share with you in the future. I'll share with everybody. Have you ever
mm,
heard of me do the Buddha jail?
no, not that one.
It's basically you imagine a person you struggle with in like a beautiful ball of light, and they're like with Buddha or Christ or whoever you feel is really healing, and they're in their bubble, and you allow them to be like totally given all this healing energy, but they're in a bubble. They're not with you. They're in the bubble. And then you allow that bubble to slowly go away from you. They're
Mm,
getting healed.
yeah, because I think something like that. Because I have tried to meditate with her like in
Her
mind,
presence. Uh-huh.
and then I meditated. We were like become best friends and visualized that it was wonderful, and we understood everything we saw. Like we didn't have any misunderstandings. That was like beautiful. It didn't work.
Yeah. Well, maybe try that, putting her in that very healing bubble and letting that bubble go away from you. So you're creating a healthy distance. So
Yeah,
it's important for anyone who wants to try this, that they're in a healing bubble. You're not putting them in a bad place. You're giving them a healing bubble to float away from you.
mm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank
Okay, thank you.
you. My dad
Oh,
has been saying here that he wants to
I
say
just want to
something.
pop in real
hi.
quick. Hi, I just wanted to say thank you. Really. I'm in my last year of high school, or like last month. I finish now
Wow,
in June.
congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. So I'm finishing that, and then I'm also moving. I'm moving out of Sweden. I'm moving to Berlin to study. Is the plan. So I just wanted to say thank you because all of this really helps because I got a lot on my plate, both at home and then you have school and everything. And then I missed last week and the week before
I
with
think you
work.
came and gave me a big wave. I remember you at the end. Well,
Yeah,
I'm so
I came
glad
home.
that you're part of this group, and yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
bringing your youthful, joyful energy here.
thank
There are
you.
some friends of Sebe that also is in the are in the group. They also tune in
That's
sometimes.
wonderful. Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. Yeah. All right. Good to
Yeah.
see you. And
You too.
congratulations. Send me your graduation pictures. Okay, guys?
100%,
Send me your
100%.
family pictures. Okay.
Yes, 100%.
All right. Bye,
Thank
guys.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys, let's just send each other wishes for a great week, and we'll be hopefully together meditating again really soon. I am loading lots of meditations every day to YouTube, and so just know there's always a new practice there, and I can't wait to be with you again soon meditating. Take care, keep breathing. Bye.